You want shoulders that make your t-shirt scream for mercy? The kind of delts that make people do a double take when you walk into the room? Then this video is for you. Because I'm going to show you exactly how to build wide, round, bolder shoulders with only 2 exercises. Yeah, just 2. That's it. No fluff, no fancy gym machines, and no hours wasted in the gym doing 15 different variations that don't even hit the right muscle fibers. Just pure, focused shoulder growth. Now listen, when we talk about muscles that visually transform your physique, the shoulders are king. You can have a great chest, solid arms, even visible abs, but if your shoulders are flat and underdeveloped, your upper body just won't pop. But here's the problem. Most people are training their shoulders all wrong. They're either skipping them entirely, throwing in a few lazy sets at the end of their workout, or worse, training them with heavy weights and sloppy form that totally misses the target. And then they wonder why their shoulders still look like pancakes. Let's fix that. Right now. Here's the truth. Your shoulders are way more complex than they appear. They're not just one muscle. They're made up of 3 heads. The front, anterior, the side, lateral, and the rear, posterior. Each one has a specific function, and together, they shape the powerful 3D cap that gives your upper body that wide, dominant V taper. Most guys, they overtrain the front delts without even realizing it. Every time you do a bench press, an incline press, even push-ups, you're already hammering the front deltoids. So what do they do on shoulder day? More front raises, more military presses, more front delts. Meanwhile, the lateral head, the one responsible for width, is left begging for attention. And the rear delts? Completely ignored. That's like washing only one side of your car and wondering why it still looks dirty. But here's the game changer. If you want to look wide, athletic, and powerful, the key is targeting the lateral deltoids with laser precision. They're the ones that give you that broader frame, make your waist look smaller by contrast, and fill out your silhouette from every angle. And you don't need 10 exercises to do that. You need 2. 2 perfectly executed movements that focus entirely on sculpting width, balance, and symmetry. Let's talk about the first one, cable lateral raise. If there's one movement that can literally reshape your shoulders and build that width, this is it. Why not dumbbells, you ask? Dumbbells are great, we'll get to them, but cables have a major advantage. Constant tension. That cable is pulling on your delt from the second you start until the second you finish. There's no dead zone in the range of motion, no cheating gravity, just pure time under tension. And guess what? The lateral delts love time under tension. They're composed primarily of slow twitch muscle fibers. These fibers respond best to controlled, sustained effort, not explosive, jerky movements with heavy weight. With cables, you can isolate the lateral head perfectly. There's no momentum, no cheating with other muscles like the traps or arms, just pure, isolated shoulder work. It's also safer. There's less joint stress and it's easier to control both the concentric and eccentric phases. That means you're not just lifting the weight, you're also lowering it slowly, increasing the growth stimulus where it matters most. To do this right, stand next to a low pulley with the handle in your opposite hand. So if the cable is on your right, grab it with your left hand. Start with the handle in front of your body, arms slightly bent, and raise it up and out to the side until it's parallel to the ground. Don't swing, don't lean, and definitely don't turn it into a full body dance move. This isn't cardio, it's isolation. Focus entirely on lifting with your delts, not your traps. And remember, you don't need to raise your arm above shoulder level. That's just asking for rotator cuff issues. Stop at shoulder height, hold for a beat, and lower slowly. If you've never done these properly before, your shoulders are in for a shock, a good one. But we're not done yet, because the cable lateral raise is just one side of the equation. You also need to reinforce that stimulus with a classic, timeless movement, dumbbell lateral raise. Now this is a move every lifter knows, but almost no one does correctly. The beauty of dumbbells is freedom. Unlike machines or even cables, you can adjust the movement to fit your anatomy. A slight lean forward, a tiny wrist rotation, a bit of elbow movement. It all helps to fine-tune the lift and lock into that lateral head. Here's the secret: slight internal rotation. As you raise the dumbbells to the sides, tilt your wrists as if you're pouring water out of them. That means your thumbs should be slightly lower than your pinkies at the top of the movement. This subtle change drastically increases activation of the lateral delt fibers. Another key point: keep your elbows higher than your wrists. This isn't a trap raise or a bicep curl, it's a delt isolation move. So don't curl the dumbbells, and for the love of shoulders, don't swing. Now, a lot of guys try to go heavy on this. Big mistake. This is not a big compound lift, it's a precise sculpting movement. If you're using more weight than you can control, you're recruiting the traps, lower back, even legs to compensate, and your delts get left behind. Use moderate weight. Stay strict and focus on form. This is about control, not ego. Your shoulders don't care how heavy the dumbbells are, they care how much time you spend making them work. And here's a bonus pro tip: lean slightly forward during the raise. This minor adjustment helps prevent front deltoid dominance and shifts more emphasis onto the lateral head. You're not bowing to the crowd, you're just angling your body to maximize the result. And what if you really want to take it to the next level? Add in the face pull as a finisher. I know I said 2 exercises, but think of this one as insurance. The face pull hammers the rear delts and external rotators, muscles almost everyone neglects, but they're essential for balancing shoulder development, improving posture, and avoiding injuries. A lot of lifters focus so much on pushing and pressing that they round their shoulders forward. Over time, this creates a hunched, imbalanced look, and worse, it sets you up for rotator cuff tears. Face pulls fix that. Set the pulley at face height, grab the rope with your thumbs facing each other, and pull toward your forehead while flaring your elbows outward. At the end of the movement, your hands should be by your ears, your elbows wide, and your shoulder blades squeezed together. Do this with lightweight and perfect form, not as a mass builder, but as a stabilizer and equalizer. It keeps your shoulders healthy, aligned, and looking full from every angle. So let's rewind. You don't need 20 shoulder exercises, you don't need to lift heavy, you don't need to spend 2 hours a day in the gym. What you do need is intention, precision, quality over quantity. With just the cable lateral raise and the dumbbell lateral raise, you can build those iconic wide, round shoulders that stand out in any shirt or without one. Add in a sprinkle of face pulls to round out the rear delts, and you've got a complete, balanced approach that delivers results. But none of it matters if you rush, or cheat, or swing. Mastering these exercises is about discipline, focus, mind-muscle connection. You need to feel the burn in your delts. You need to control the weight, not let it control you. These aren't ego lifts, these are sculpting tools, and when used correctly, they'll carve out shoulders that demand attention. Stick to these 2 core moves, perform them with surgical precision, and I guarantee you'll see a transformation in your physique that no amount of random bro science workouts can match. If this helped you, hit that subscribe button, because we break down science-backed, results-driven training tips that actually work, not just what's trending.